Hey, what's going on, guys? Rick with Rick's Toy Room. I am here today to crack the last of our overstock cases. This is the 2025 C case. We already cracked one of these earlier last week, and we ended up pulling the Super and the Treasure Hunt out of here. We're going to see if there's a Super in here. I did not sell it at the garage sale. I haven't sold it online, so I might as well crack the Super, flip it, get a little bit of profit out of it. In the meantime, last video, if you've watched it already, you know that I've got like I got about 10 more cases of Hot Wheels coming in. I believe it's 4 cases of G, 4 cases or 6 cases of the premiums with the old school, or 6 and 4. You know, I said I was going to look, and I really didn't look. I don't care. So I did, however, finish that 3D print that I was working on. Actually, I should go get that and show you guys, but this thing is huge. I mean, it turned out 14 inches long, which that's what she said. But compared to my other printers, that's amazing. The quality on it was pretty decent. The machine's not calibrated at all. I straight said, here's the type of filament, run it. I did not dry the filament. I did not change the settings. I wanted to see what this machine would do out of the box, default calibration, default settings, and it turned out pretty well. There were a couple spots where the overhangs were messed up. There was a couple spots that it did not run supports that I felt that it should have. Very much similar to what's happening now in the second piece. It only ran half the supports for the part, so part of it's going to need cleaned up. But for the current use case of these pieces, they're going to be fine. All right, so let's get into the C case. Let's see what we find. This weekend is Spookala, so I will be in Tampa on. I'll be in Tampa on Saturday, spending the day there, meeting all the cast from Jurassic Park. Judge Davis, who did the voice of Kratos for God of War and God of War Ragnarok for the PS4, PS5. And then I'm probably going to go meet Tom Payne, the guy that did... All right, well, we hit the Treasure Hunt already, so that's good. There is the F1 car, the Treasure Hunt. We're going to take those out. I do like that Mustang Shelby. I'm a big fan of it, to be honest. Some more Jeeps, some more DeLoreans. I know that Autumn does not need any more Jeeps, so, or at least not of that model. So I'll leave them aside in case she wants them. I do like the Lamborghini Huracans. You know, just Lambos have always been one of my favorite cars, especially as a kid. I can remember back in the day doing the Scholastic Book Fair. I must have always put aside at least $3 just to get some new Lamborghini poster, whether it be the all midnight black Countach or you know, a red with black pinstripe. Just a huge fan of the Countach. Like, it was the pinnacle cool car of the 80s, right? Like, that was like the dream fantasy car for pretty much every kid. It was in Miami Vice. I mean, I like the land speeders too. Yeah, so if you remember buying or remember the book club or Scholastic coming to your schools, let me know what your favorite thing to buy was. It was always the, man, Mattel be fucking up. Look at this. Straight out of the factory box, bent hagtab. Like, how does Mattel screw that up? Little factory workers, that's how. The C case wasn't a terrible case. Like I said, I'm really not looking forward to the G case. Look, G case was a lot like E case. There just wasn't a lot of, maybe it was the D case, E case. Just wasn't really a lot of new cool castings or fun designs. Like, it was just really kind of like janky crap they couldn't sell, couldn't put anywhere else. So the other Mustang GTO. I have an entire section on my wall dedicated to Mustangs. A lot of the Detroit muscle cars, so the Mustangs, the Camaros. So there's the Bogzilla, which is really interesting because on the E case, or the F case, sorry, they called it the Power Wheels Bogzilla. Outside of trying to justify some dork like me who pulled it out of the case to keep it just because it said Power Wheels, you know, that whole licensing crossover. Still no Super. We're well over 3/4 of the way through the case. I'm trying not to peek. Trying to be shocked when we pull it out, if we pull it out. It'd be really nice if both my C cases had hit the super. It would be a real nice addition to the wall, or at least to my hit ratio right now. We were talking about this online. There was a guy on Facebook that had mentioned or was saying that he's pulled like 30 plus cases from J&W and hasn't hit anything. And I mean, look, the last video you saw, we had no super, no treasure hunt. It was a complete dud. And we had the same problem. I said this in the last video with the Q case. Same problem with the Q case. Yeah, it was the Q case. The same with the D case. Another one of the Jeeps. The color schema was really good on those. Then we had the problem with the D case. It was Q case, D case. There's another case that we hit. Like I said, there's 3 of them so far this year that just had nothing in them, which really sucks, especially when you're hunting. You know, you're hunting treasure hunts or you're hunting supers. I see the model we're looking for. I just don't know if it's a super. Come here, give me these cars. We're almost there. We're on the last couple rows. It's going to be a super short video. All right, so I peeked accidentally. There is the third to last row. Here was the second to last row. It is not the super. It is the standard high roller. So that's kind of a bum. But again, we at least hit a treasure hunt. I can use it for trade fodder. This El Camino, by the way, and I posted it on Instagram, this thing has a massive factory issue where either the bed was half designed, was left out completely. This car reminds me a lot of 98, where, you know, the cars coming out of the off the line just had plenty of defects in it, and QA was not catching any of it. So totally, like, Mattel needs to step their game back up. I was talking about the Comic-Con, so yes, let me pack this up. The Spookala is happening April 3rd through the 7th, 4th through the 7th. I'm going to keep the F1 car out. And BD Wong, Timothy something or other, and Alicia, whatever her name is, from Jurassic Park is going to be there. We talked about how I'm going to get the poster signed and do the photo op with them next to the Jurassic Park Jeep, which will just be super cool. I'm going to nerd out about that for a long time. I'll probably get that one printed and framed and put up on the wall. Like, as soon as the con's done, I'll send it to Walgreens by the house. But Thomas Paine got announced, and he was one of the first movie Punishers. There were other TV Punishers, but he is like the big movie Punisher, and he really did a great job as Punisher in the first movie. I mean, I think the first Punisher movie didn't get as much love as it should have. Didn't get as much. Of course, they were trying to keep the rating pretty low, so they weren't super violent. Punisher Warzone was way more action-packed and violent at the level that I wanted to see for a character like the Punisher. I'm looking for the insert. There it is. But I thought he did a great job as Punisher. Really, he kind of set the character up to be violent, but to be kind of like I'm not doing this anymore, but I'm doing this. So it'll be really cool to meet him. I don't have any Punisher comics. Like, the Punisher's never been one of my, I like him as a character, but he's never been my go-to character. Obviously, I'm a pretty standard issue Marvel fanboy. Wolverine, X-Men are my guys. Wolverine, I do like Cyclops. I actually like Cyclops a lot in the video game too. Like his in the Children of the Atom, when Capcom got the license and put them into a fighting game, he was very much like a Ryu Ken. He had very similar movements, very similar controls. Played a lot like Ken or Ryu. Then of course Gambit's my guy. One of the reasons I got into card tricks, then realized he was like a really big, trading card trick guy, old school hustler. Like he's my dude. Then of course Wolverine, just because it's the Wolverine. I've become more of a fan of Rogue over the years because of her role in the X-Men and her relationship with Gambit. And she's always had a very, her character was really interesting. So, huge fan of Rogue, Gambit. I did get notice that CGC is finally grading the 5 books that I had done at MegaCon. So that was the MegaCon Nakayama Gambit variant, the MegaCon... give me a second. Xerxes variant. So both of those being dual signed by the voice actors, and the original voice actor for Gambit, the original X-Men animated series, is coming to Tampa Bay. So I got really excited about Tampa Bay Comic Con. I'm going all over the fucking place, by the way, so y'all just gonna have to ride along, man. Put your seatbelt on. We just was not going to go to Tampa Bay Comic Con. Then James Davis, who was the Arbiter, and a few other good characters, is going to be there. So I was like, okay, now I'm going to go to get some Halo stuff signed. Then I found out just recently they announced the voice actor for Gambit from the original X-Men series. So as soon as the Nakayama Gambit gets here, I'm hoping it gets here before September. I would hope. I'm going to have it cracked, and I'm going to have it re-witnessed. But I don't think CGC does MegaCon. No, not MegaCon. Tampa Bay. Fuck. Like, I really want his autograph on that book. I might have to get a second copy of it and just get him to autograph it. So all the MegaCon books are getting graded right now. I just got billed for it, so they're running through grading. So that's the Nakayama Gambit, the Xerxes Rogue. That's going to be the Delato Amazing Spider-Man, which I did like that cover. The 2 G.I. Joe foil exclusives, and then I still have the Jim Lee Batman here. So I'm going to do the Batman 168 Jim Lee MegaCon foil cover. I'm going to do that with all the comics you saw a couple days ago. I'm going to send those into CGC. I'm going to get Jim Lee's autograph, and I'll probably get the entire staff on... I might do just the foil cover. I really don't want to ruin the black and white, the glow in the dark with a whole bunch of signatures, but I might because it's a really cool book. I don't know. So we're going to do a bunch of comics. So huge comic videos and nonsense coming out from here shortly. I've specifically stayed off of Whatnot this week just because the fact that I know with Spookala coming up this weekend, I'm already in for like 250 on autographs. I still haven't picked up a copy of God of War that I want to get signed and sent out to WADA. And then I've got possibly Thomas Paine. So, I need to look to see if I can find a quick Punisher variant or some sort to get signed, even a headshot would be cool. I might just do the headshot. His autograph 70. It's 60 each for the 3 Jurassic Park. So that's already 180. It's 74, Kratos, and then it's going to be 74 Punisher. So I'm going to be in for a nice stack of change on this con just for autographs. I've already paid the $330 after taxes and fees for the photo op with the Jurassic Park guys, but that's unneeded. I'm going to have to see if I can find a different Jurassic Park shirt. The only JP shirt I've got right now is... the one from the Funko box, and it's a cool shirt because it's like really all like broken up, but it's odd colors, so I don't necessarily want that as I don't necessarily want that as my group photo with the Jurassic Park guys. So I'm gonna have to find the classic black and gold. I think that's gonna be super fun. I am gonna say I'm a little I don't want to say depressed, but I want to say like a little sad and disappointed. I know that I could have done this show with someone that would have also really enjoyed it, and it kind of bums me out that it's not going to happen, but it is what it is. I did my best, so we'll call that at what it is. With that, I'm going to call the video. I've got some 3D prints to watch. I want to put this case back away, and I need to go look for new Jurassic Park shirts. And yeah, so next video, I don't have anything else to open now for the next couple days, so the next video won't be until after Saturday when I do a review of Spookala, and then next week I'll have all the cases in, so we'll do some more case breaks, and then hopefully the comics will be shipped back to me. I'm hoping they got I still haven't got the bill for the grading on the Gambit first appearance and Gambit cameo. So the private signing with Chris Claremont. I know the fact that it made it. I confirmed with CGC that they made the schedule to be in house and picked up, so they're good to go. They just need to be autographed and sent back. So I cannot wait for those. The Zertzi and the Zerti and the Nakayama comics, I'm going to flip right back to CGC once they hit here. I totally was like just trying to hurry up and get the booth closed on Sunday when we were working MegaCon, so I did not select the Gambit labels. So I'm going to flip those back and have those sent back to get Gambit labels on them. Yeah, so we'll see. I did ask, I forget who was helping me, who was at the con with me, but I did ask, I think she was supposed to put in the notes, but I didn't see the notes that I wanted the Gambit logo, and I didn't get billed for it. So once it comes back in, I'll flip them. It's about 15 days turnaround by the time it gets here, gets back to CGC, they put the label on it, bill me for the label. You know, it's an extra $15 for the reholder. Send it back to me. So it's going to be about another month before I put those two up on the wall. I've got to make some shelf space. I've got the X-Men 97 Marvel Legends figures and the big cards. I want to get those up on the wall, and I need to find Series 2. I only bought Series 1. I tried to sell Series 1. It didn't go so well, so I put them back in the box. But since I've got all those comics coming, I'm going to put them on the wall. I got to make some shelf space. And I'm going to work with my boy... Matt, yeah, there we go, Sparky. I'm going to work with my boy Matt. I'm going to have him do the X-Men 97s that I got out of the Whatnot. I want to get the gold one pressed, and then I'm going to send all 5 of those in to get graded, and I'm going to slab them all up on the wall, and I'll do the JSA cross label for the one that came from Whatnot pre-signed. So that's going to be really cool. I'm going to put the entire X-Men 97, and those were the Sokovia. So they actually had like all the characters on the cover. So I'll have all 5 Sokovia variants graded and slapped on the wall. And I'll put my X-Men 97 figures up there. Yeah, I'm going on crack, man. I'm back on a full-on collecting display mode. I'm running out. I have officially ran out of wall space. So either I need to start putting some display racks up and turn my game room into, change my VR room into a full collector room and move the VR somewhere else, or I need to build some more rooms in this house. So, yeah. All right, guys. With that, I've already said I was going to cut it, and I kept talking for like 20 minutes. Welcome to People from Michigan 101. Like, subscribe, follow. Let me know what you want to see, and I will send and post as many upcoming videos as I can. Catch you guys later.